The following is a presentation of the City of Miamisburg, celebrating its bicentennial in 2018.
All right, good afternoon. How is everyone? I'd like to welcome everyone to 2017 D.A.R.E Elementary D.A.R.E graduation. I always like to start off by thanking the Miamisburg City Schools, the City of Miamisburg, and the Miamisburg Police Department for their support of the program, because without it, we wouldn't have a day like today. I'd also like to thank all the parents and relatives that are here today. I had a great time working with your kids this year. You should be very proud of them. I know I am. They did a great job. Also, enjoy seeing the fourth graders here, and I look forward to seeing you guys next year in D.A.R.E class. Some of the topics we covered in D.A.R.E this year, we talked about the dangers of alcohol and tobacco. We talked about good decision-making skills and how to resist peer pressure. We also talked about bullying, and we talked about how to be safe with over-the-counter prescription drugs. The goal now is for you guys to take the information we talked about and use it, especially you guys get older, get into middle school and high school and encounter some difficult situations. Think back to some of the things we talked about this year. We have some guests here today that would like to congratulate you on your accomplishment. We have from the City of Miamisburg, we have the Mayor, Dick Church. Also from the City of Miamisburg, we have Councilmember John Stalder. From the Miamisburg Municipal Court, we have the Judge, Robert Reddick.
Good afternoon.
From the Miamisburg Police Department, we have the Chief of Police, John Sedlak. From the Miamisburg City Schools, we have your Superintendent, Dr. David Vale. And also from the City of Miamisburg, we have the Assistant City Manager, Tom Thompson. And your principal, Mrs. Rupert. All of our guests would like to say a few words to you, and we'll begin with Mayor Church.
Thank you, Officer Doug. Hello, D.A.R.E School. How are you? 21 years we've been doing this D.A.R.E program here in the Miamisburg City School District. 21 years, and I always say that it's the best effort, in my opinion, between dialogue between the Miamisburg School District and the City of Miamisburg putting this program together. You know, things change every year. Seems like more things and more drugs are coming out. That it makes it more difficult for you. This heroin situation that we're in today, it's just a terrible, terrible drug that's affecting many, many, many people throughout the United States and around the world. But there are a lot of people here that want to thank you and congratulate you on your efforts. It's being televised by the Miami Valley Communications Council. Joe McKenzie back there on the camera. You'll be able to watch this program many, many times between now and the next D.A.R.E graduation. The one thing I keep saying year in and year out, and it's very, very important that you really listen to this. You're going to be challenged one of these days by someone. It might be tomorrow, it might be today, it might be 10, 20 years from now. But I will guarantee you that someone, someday, is going to try to get you to do something that you know is wrong. And I just hope that no matter when it happens, that you remember the lessons that you learn through D.A.R.E and just say no and also tell them that, see if you can help them and try to keep them from ruining their life too. So I don't want to sound negative, but there are a lot of things out there that's going to be challenging you over the years. And just keep all these things in mind that you learned here and in the Miamisburg City School District. If you do that, you're going to have a great rest of your life, and I hope you have a great summer vacation. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Judge Reddick.
As Officer Doug introduced me, I'm Bob Reddick. I'm the Miamisburg Municipal Court Judge. And first, I've got to say how safe this area is. I don't want you to be worried or afraid. This is one of the safest places there are. But drugs are an issue now, particularly heroin. That's making a heavy comeback too. So everything you've learned in D.A.R.E about drugs, it's all true. Don't do heroin. I'm losing a whole lot of people to heroin. I bet a lot of you know someone in your family, they're your friends or someone that's harmfully involved with opiates or heroin. So please do everything you can to help that person, if it's called the police or a neighbor or your parents. We've got a lot of parents here today, and it always makes me happy to see how much support you have. But what I wanted to talk about more than anything else was peer pressure. I have a lot of people that make mistakes in their lives because of peer pressure. Maybe a pretty young girl might pierce her face, or a young boy sell his character or honor for peer pressure. I'm asking you to have the courage of your conviction. What your mom and dad have told you, your grandparents, your teachers, and Officer Doug, what you've learned in that D.A.R.E decision-making handbook. It's what the mayor said. You're going to be challenged. It's not going to be in the hard light of day. It'll be somewhere where maybe it's dark and you're alone with some people you don't know all that well, and they may ask you to do something you know is not right. You have to do the right thing. And as the mayor said, if you do, I promise you a great life. It's true. You're blessed being here. Just don't blow it. You have to exercise good sense. Thanks for having me, and congratulations, and have a great summer.
Chief Sedlak.
Good afternoon, there, students and D.A.R.E graduates. It's our honor to be here today and celebrate with you. I want to just say a few things and build upon what the mayor and the judge just said to you. You know, if you were at home and you had a job to do and you needed a hammer and you had a toolbox in your home, what would you do? You'd go to the toolbox and pull out the hammer, wouldn't you? And that'd probably be the same answer if that'd be there, as long as everybody puts the tools back after they use them. And if you needed a wrench, it'd be pretty much the same answer, wouldn't it? Okay. Well, you've been given a lot of information from Officer Doug about how to deal with different circumstances or situations, right? Haven't you? Sure. And think about those different responses and different strategies as each one being a tool. And like every other tool there is, each tool has its own use. So depending on what you need, you pull out the right tool. In this case, depending on what you need, depending on the circumstances, you use the right strategy. It's just like using a tool. You use the right strategy so as not to be tempted or to be coerced by somebody into doing something that you know you shouldn't do and that's not good for you. So think about all that information and all the strategies he gave you as being different tools The toolbox is right up here. It's the knowledge you gained this year. That's your toolbox, and all the tools are right there. So if you need to pull one, you figure out what's the right response, just like you've been taught, and you utilize that, and it keeps yourself safe. It keeps your friends safe if you do that. That's the important thing. That's what this is all about. Keeping you healthy, keeping you safe as temptation comes along. And it will. Every year, the older you get, there'll be more things you're exposed to, and the importance of what you learned this year will be greater and greater with each passing years. So it's not just 5th grade or 6th grade, it's for the rest of your life, and it becomes more important. So just remember those things. Have a great summer. I'm sure everybody's ready for summer. Who's ready for summer? Yeah, everybody's ready for summer. Parents, are you ready for summer? Maybe, okay. But I know the students are. We want you to have a great time, enjoy it, love it, have a great time. And what's next year? 6th grade, isn't it? And the middle school. Is everybody ready for that? Not as many as vacation, right? Okay, have a good time. It was very nice being here with you today.
Next, we have Dr. Vale.
Good afternoon. It's certainly an honor and a privilege for me to be here on behalf of the Miamisburg City School Board of Education, the administration, the staff, to congratulate you on your going through the D.A.R.E program and graduating today. You know, you've had a lot of great teachers along the way. A lot of them sitting back there, bigger brothers and sisters, mothers, dads, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and they've taught you right from wrong, good from bad. And then you started school here in Miamisburg. You've had some great teachers here, some of them sitting around you today. And you will continue to have some good teachers. Another one of your great teachers is Officer Sheriffs. And besides the math, the English, the science, the social studies, the health, the phys ed, all that stuff, Officer D.A.R.E was here to complete that education with a little bit of drug education. So you will continue to make the right choices. Be a problem solver. Make some decisions that'll benefit you and your friends. So you've got this great support staff out there, your family. You've got each other, great support. So if you've got an issue, you've got a concern, you've got a problem, go to one of these people in the back room, go to one of your teachers, go to one of your friends. And remember, don't just be there for your friend, be there for yourself, and know that your friends are there for you as well. So now, I know that 1 week from today is your last day, and when Chief Sedlock asked you about excited for summer, I know the teachers were really grinning far more bigger than you were, and they were sitting on their hands because they wanted to raise their hands too. So we certainly wish you the best for the rest of the school year. We've got 1 more week left to finish strong. Hope you have a great summer, and good luck in middle school next year. Congratulations.
And Mr. Thompson.
Hello, guys. First, hi. First, I wanted to tell you that you have an awesome teacher in Officer Doug. I used to work with him as a police officer on the street, and he is smart, he's good to people, he treats people well, very, very brave. I saw him do some very brave things, very manly, and just a good man. And he's even cool and funny. You guys think he's cool and funny? Yeah? All right. I'll have to say that's true. Hey, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is bullying. How many people think that I got bullied when I was younger? Couple? How many people said no way? All right. Well, I did, about when I was you guys' age. And so I lived in a place where people didn't much care for me. So when people say things like sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me, how many people have heard that? But it's not true, is it? Because names do hurt. And when you make fun of people, it does hurt, whether it's on a computer or teasing people in class when it's not appropriate. And I guarantee that all of your parents and teachers can look back when they were kids, and they will still remember today, even as old as your parents are, They could still remember today when somebody picked on them. And sometimes people make bad decisions in life when they don't feel good about themselves. But I'll tell you right now, no matter if you're a boy, girl, tall, short, no matter what color you are, what kind of hair you have, by the way, you have awesome hair. All of you guys are very, very special. Even if today you don't feel very good about yourself, believe me when I tell you, you are very, very special, and you could have a huge and awesome life. And part of that is being good to each other and being respectful to each other. Even if somebody's not your friend, be respectful to them. If you see somebody picking on somebody, don't be a part of it. If it gets bad, follow the D.A.R.E process, whatever you learn. Because whatever he says, and for you fourth graders coming up, he knows what he's talking about. Listen to him. And so be good to each other, take care of each other, because you will end up being a reason that somebody else is really successful in life. And you'll feel a lot better about yourself if you're being good to each other. All right, deal? All right. You guys have a great summer.
I'm going to owe Mr. Thompson a lot of money by the end of this week. The last thing the students do in D.A.R.E class is they write a D.A.R.E report. Everyone you see seated here not only wrote the report, but got up in front of their classmates and read the report. And we selected a few to share their reports today, and we're going to begin with Evan Hallmark.
Do you know what D.A.R.E means? It means define, assess, respond, and evaluate. Fifth graders take D.A.R.E because as we grow up, we need to learn what is right and what is wrong. Fourth graders, next year, you guys will be taking D.A.R.E class. Fourth graders, meet your D.A.R.E officer, Officer Doug Assurance. Let's say you see some teen smoking. You have a choice. Either walk away or join the team too. Walking away is an example of resistance strategies. Here are the other resistance strategies. Strength in numbers means just hang out with non-users, such as your friends. Avoiding the situation means just ignore the situation. Saying no while giving a reason or excuse means when you say no for beer or alcohol, say no with a reason or excuse. Changing a subject means say no, then ask if, for example, do you want to play some video games? Hey, don't be drinking alcohol, kids, okay? Did you know that alcohol is illegal for anyone under the age of 21? Never mix alcohol with medicine. It's very dangerous. One effect that will happen when you drink alcohol is it will weaken your heart muscle. Did you know that most teens don't drink alcohol? Also, over 75,000 related deaths of alcohol occur every year. Have you ever used the D.A.R.E decision-making ball in your life? We know you have. You probably use the response step because you have to make a choice. But I've used all 4 steps although. An example is at recess when we play kickball. We usually play a lot, so we introduced coaches that used to respond. I plan to use all my strategies I've learned from D.A.R.E, such as signs of stress, being confident, reporting bullying, and having responsibility. I, Evan Hallmark, will promise to be drug-free.
Next, we have C.J. Alcacek.
This year I learned about D.A.R.E decision-making model, which is to find, respond, and evaluate. D.A.R.E so we can learn to be careful not to take alcohol or smoke cigarettes when others ask you. Officer Doug Sherritt helped us learn the dangers of taking drugs and smoking. I learned how alcohol affects you. It can slow down your heart rate and reflexes. It makes you do stupid things and makes you make poor decisions. It can put you in a coma or even death. I learned that smoking can make your teeth turn yellow, it causes your skin to dry out, smoking causes lung disease and other health problems. I told my dad I'll make a deal with you. How about you don't smoke until we get to the trailer park? I think he did, and now he's trying to stop smoking, but it was a pretty slow result. D.A.R.E let me know that others might try and make me take a cigarette. I must avoid that, and I can say no. I, CJ Officer, pledge to never do drugs or alcohol or smoke in my life.
Congratulations. Great job. Next, we have Evan Martin.
Do you know what D.A.R.E decision-making model is? Well, if you don't, I'll tell you what it means. D means define, A means assess, R means respond, and E means evaluate. Fifth graders take D.A.R.E to learn D.A.R.E so that they can be prepared for real-world problems. And D.A.R.E, your D.A.R.E officer is Officer Doug Sherritts. He is a lot of fun. Some facts about alcohol is it's legal to sell to anyone under the age of 21. Did you know that there's about 75,000 deaths in America related to alcohol use? Did you know that alcohol can cause loss of coordination and poor judgment? Alcohol also slows down the brain and body. Some facts about tobacco use is that it's illegal to sell tobacco under the age of 18. Did you know that there are 200 known harmful chemicals in cigarette smoke? There's also more than 400,000 deaths to Americans due to tobacco use. Did you know that chewing tobacco can cause mouth cancer, tooth loss, and other health problems? Smoking can dry your skin and cause wrinkles. Have you ever had to use the D.A.R.E decision-making model in your life? If you haven't, and that's fine, but I want to tell you when I had to use it in my life. One day, I came home and it was really hot outside. Then my little sister walked up to me and asked if I wanted to go outside with her. I was thinking about it and I really wanted to go outside, but I also had a lot of homework that night. So instead of doing what I wanted to, I put my schoolwork first. My plan to use what I've learned in D.A.R.E to make good, responsible choices in my life. I, Evan Martin, promise to never do drugs or use tobacco.
Thank you. Next, we have Caitlin Root.
D.A.R.E represents define, access, respond, and evaluate. Fifth graders take D.A.R.E because it can help you make good decisions like not take drugs or smoke and drink. Officer Doug Sherritts was the best D.A.R.E officer that I had this year. You should never smoke or drink alcohol. It is addicting. If someone asks you if you want to smoke, just walk away. If someone asks you if you want a beer, just make an excuse and say no. Hang around friends that don't smoke or drink. You should never drink alcohol. You need to try to avoid people that don't do drugs, that do drugs or smoke. If somebody that smokes asks you if you want to smoke, try to change the subject. If somebody that had a cigarette and asks you to smoke, say no and walk away. People that smoke and do drugs, stay away from them so they don't pressure you to do things. If someone ever pressured me to smoke, drink, or do drugs, I would think of D.A.R.E class and make the right choices and decisions. My name is Caitlin Moon, and I swear that I would never do drugs, drink, or smoke.
Next, we have Jolie York.
This school year, the 5th graders learned about D.A.R.E. It stands for Define, Assess, Respond, and Evaluate. 5th graders learn about D.A.R.E. so we know how to make good choices in life, like to not take drugs, or don't drink, or even not to bully. The person who taught us this is Officer Doug Sherritts. Almost every day you hear about people talk about it, or even at school. Tobacco. If you didn't know already, you should never use it. It's very bad for you. It causes yellow teeth, bad breath, and wrinkles. You can even get some more severe stuff like lung cancer and heart disease. About 400,000 people die a year over smoking or having nicotine products. It also reduces the amount of blood that flows to your head. Fun fact, there are over 200 unsafe things in the cigarettes you smoke. It's better than to be safe than sorry. Another thing that we learn about in D.A.R.E. is stress and how to deal with stress. How to tell if somebody is stressed if they're acting sad all the time, mad, or even jealous over some things. You could even have low self-confidence. When people act like this, you should try to help them. It always helps when you're with them, when you have what I have experienced. I have actually used the D.A.R.E. decision-making model. When I was younger, I was bullied. I stood up for myself and told a trusted adult. We learned a lot about this in D.A.R.E., how to make good choices. I, Jolie York, swear to never to drink, bully, or use drugs.
Next, we have Katie Massey.
D.A.R.E. Define, access, respond, and evaluate. That is the D.A.R.E. decision-making model. Us 5th graders take D.A.R.E. because it prepares us for, in the future, stand up for ourselves and for us to make smart decisions. Officer Doug Sherritts was my D.A.R.E. officer. He is very nice and friendly. He taught us all about the bad things of drugs and alcohol and other things. Did you know tobacco is a drug? It can cause mouth cancer, tooth loss, and health problems. About 400,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year. Smoking is also bad for you too. Smoking can cause bad breath, heart disease, and make your teeth yellow. Almost 50,000 deaths per year can be attributed to secondhand smoke. Tobacco and smoking can interfere with how your brain works. I think the government should have a law against using tobacco and smoking. Another thing we learned about is alcohol. Did you know alcohol can lead to comas and deaths because it slows down the body? Alcohol can damage every organ of your body if it gets in your bloodstream. Alcohol can cause loss of coordination, poor judgment, memory loss, loss of self-control, and slow reflexes. There are 75,000 alcohol-related deaths each year, so don't drink alcohol when you're still growing up because it affects kids more than adults. I have used the D.A.R.E. decision-making model in my life before. I have had to pick who I play with and hang out with because sometimes friends can talk you into doing bad things that can hurt you and the people around you. I plan to use what I learned in D.A.R.E. by not giving into horrible choices like tobacco and alcohol. I, Caitlin Massey, pledge to be drug-free until the day I die.
No. Thank you. And the last one we have today is Seamus McHugh.
D.A.R.E. The D.A.R.E. decision-making model is define, which means to describe the problem, challenge, or opportunity. Assess is what your choices are. Respond by making a choice using the facts and information you have gathered. Evaluate by reviewing your decision and did you make a good choice. The reason 5th graders take D.A.R.E. is to make good decisions in life and not make bad choices, and not to bully. Officer Doug Sherritts is a good D.A.R.E. officer because he has taught us stuff to make sure we stay safe and not make bad decisions and make good decisions. Did you know that alcohol is very harmful It's very harmful to everybody who drinks it. Alcohol does a lot of things, like it is dangerous to mix it with medicine. People that are under the age of 21 cannot drink alcohol because it's illegal. It can cause smelly breath, and when you are under the age of 21 and you're talking to a cop and he knows you have been drinking under the age of 21, you can get arrested. That's why you should not drink alcohol, because it is very bad for you and it can do really bad things to your body. Get you in trouble. Alcohol is a very bad thing. Do not consume it if you are under the age of 21. Did you know that tobacco is really bad for you and harmful? Do not use or try tobacco if you are under the age of 18. For one, because it is illegal, tobacco can cause a bunch of bad things to your body. Tobacco can damage your brain and the way it works. Tobacco causes heart diseases to anyone who uses it too much. If you are under the age of 18, I suggest you don't use it. You can get in big trouble. Have you faced a decision in life where someone asked you to do something? I have, because there was this one time at my old school when someone was being mean to my friend outside. Instead of telling the teacher, he asked me, since he was getting bullied and called names, he asked me if I could help him do it back to the person who was doing it to him, and I said no. It is not right to bully someone back. I just said you should have just told the teacher. I will make safe and responsible choices from what I learned in D.A.R.E this year. It is to not make bad choices and make good choices. If someone came to you and said, I found some cigarettes, want one? Say no, because that could get you in big trouble. If you said yes, so don't say yes to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. I, Shane Smith, pledge never ever to say yes to use drugs, alcohol, and tobacco, to keep myself safe and stay drug free.
Thank you.
Do you want this back? Do you want that? Okay.
All the students did a great job on their reports, and those 7 are just a great example of that. The last group of people I'd like to thank are the ones that make my job as the D.A.R.E officer very easy, and that's the staff here at B.A.R.E Elementary. I'll be in real trouble for that one. That begins with your principal, Mrs. Rupert. Mrs. Donovan. Mrs. Lucas. And I'd like to give a special thanks to 2 teachers that have pretty much been with me since I started as the D.A.R.E officer, and they're retiring this year. They've been a great help to me. They're outstanding teachers. So a big special thanks to Mr. Snell and Mrs. Sam. Wish both of them the best of luck in their retirement, and they will truly be missed. Now it's time for you guys to receive your certificates, and we will begin with Mrs. Stanton.
Do you want them to stay where they are?
Yeah.
All right, we are very proud of you, and I was thinking, the mayor always tells how many years he's been doing this. This is my 18th one, because I taught 4th grade before that, and then 5th grade before that, before there was a D.A.R.E officer. So this is my last one, and it's great. All right, here we go. When you hear your name, come up this way. The officer will give you the certificate, and then our guests would like to congratulate you. Let's start with Molly Cheatham. Leah Collier. Chris Hoskins. Addison Ledley. Evan Martin. Madison May. Seamus McHugh. Caleb Murphy. Mikey Myers. Cheyenne Newton. Fletcher Rose. Caitlin Rue. Brady Russo. Sierra Sorrell. Jaya Sturgill. Jacob Tomlinson. Adam Walls. Violet Warden. Jolie York.
Boys and girls, when you come up, come in front of the table so you don't trip over the cord. CJ Alcaster. Abby Bennett. Elena Corley. Nolan Gady. Callie Giles. Evan Hallmark. Hayden Hanser. Haven Hensley. Rosie Hopkins. Braden Lane. Katie Massey. Grady McHugh. Nash Miller. Ella Miser. Alex Salas Chambers. Kira Smith. Ashley Walls. Zane Wright.
Last thing we'll do as part of our D.A.R.E graduation is I have a short little video to show you of D.A.R.E classes here at Bear. coming out today. Students, have a great summer. Fourth graders, I'll look forward to seeing you next year in their class. And sixth graders, I'll look forward to seeing you guys next year. I'll look forward to seeing you in sixth grade.